Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. GDF rank shot in border attack. Patrol comes under fire again along the CUYUNI River corridor. Investors are rushing in, but corruption watchdogs warn Guyana must stay clean. Personal firearms of MOHAMEDS seized. Police cite OFAC sanctions. And President Ali calls for unity and shared prosperity in a Rival Day message to the nation. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Tuesday, May 5 edition of the HGP Nightly News. Happy Arrival Day. We tell you first up that the Guyana Defence Force rank has been medically evacuated to Georgetown after coming under gunfire during a patrol operation along the western border in Region 7, marking yet another armed confrontation in the volatile CUYUNI River corridor. Here is more. The Guyana Defence Force has confirmed that one of its soldiers was injured on Monday during a boat patrol operation near Blackwater along the western border. According to the GDF, the incident occurred at approximately 11:30 hours as ranks were escorting 3 civilian vessels transporting personnel and cargo from Macapa to Iteringbang. During that operation, the patrol reportedly came under fire. The ranks returned fire and successfully maneuvered the convoy out of the area. One soldier sustained 2 gunshot wounds to his right leg. He was treated at the scene and was later medically evacuated to Georgetown for further treatment. The GDF says it continues to maintain an active operational presence along the western border and remains committed to safeguarding Guyana's territorial integrity. Back in September of 2020, a joint patrol comprising ranks of the Guyana Defence Force and the Guyana Police Force also came under fire along the CUYUNI River. In that incident, shots were reportedly fired from the Venezuelan side by suspected Sindicato gang members, though no ranks were injured. More recently, in February of 2025, another GDF resupply patrol vessel from Iteringbang to Macapa was ambushed by armed men positioned on the Venezuelan bank of the same river. During that exchange, several soldiers sustained gunshot injuries as the patrol returned fire. The repeated attacks along this border region continues to raise serious security concerns, particularly involving armed groups operating from across the river. No further details were provided by the GDF. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Guyana's investment boom is being hailed by Finance Minister Dr. Ashley Singh as proof that the country has become one of the most attractive places in the world to do business. But international transparency watchdogs continue to warn that rapid growth must be matched by stronger accountability. Here is more.
Speaking about the 2024 Bank of Ghana report, Finance Minister Dr. Ashley Singh pointed to a sharp rise in foreign direct investment, saying that the numbers show that global investors are seeing what critics continue to underestimate. The Bank of Ghana's 2024 annual report said that foreign direct investments expanded from $7.24 billion US to $10.401 billion US, even as the country recorded strong oil and non-oil growth. The report also said that Ghana's real GDP grew by 43.6% in 2024, while non-oil GDP expanded by 13.1%.
Clearly, the international investment community sees in Guyana one of the most attractive places in which to put their investment dollars. And you're seeing that in several sectors.
According to Dr. Singh, global energy companies and service providers, including ExxonMobil, Chevron, CNOOC, Total Energies, Qatar Energy, Petronas, Schlumberger, Halliburton, Baker Hughes, and SBM, have either established or expanded operations in Guyana.
These are big global giants establishing operations in Guyana, establishing a presence in Guyana, growing their operations in Guyana, investing in Guyana. But outside of oil and gas and service provision to oil and gas, you have In the non-oil sector,
That optimism, however, sits beside a more cautious assessment from the Transparency International. In its latest country profile, the watchdog said that Ghana scored 40 out of 100 on the 2025 Corruption Perceptions Index and ranked 84th position out of 182 countries.
you'll see the overwhelming reality that not only do foreign investors see in Guyana one of the most attractive destinations for their places in which to put their investment dollar, if not the most attractive place.
The watchdog has previously argued that Ghana's oil sector shows why public contracts should be published, noting that contracts between governments and companies determine how national wealth is shared. Antonio reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
President Irfan Ali, during his pre-recorded Arrival Day message, called for unity and shared prosperity. The story from Marvin Cato.
During an upbeat recorded presentation, President Irfan Ali extended Arrival Day greetings to the nation, saying our greatest challenge has been how to create oneness among our people. He reminded that the day should be a day of responsibility, honoring our foreparents not just by remembering their struggles, but by carrying on their dreams of justice, equality, and dignity for all.
And above all, our human capital must be for the benefit of all.
The president also reflected on Guyana's historic journey, noting that 6 decades ago, the country stepped onto the world stage as a free nation. He emphasized that independence was built on the sacrifices, dreams, and the contributions of generations before the raising of the golden arrowhead.
And no one is made to feel a stranger in their own homeland.
Critical to his theme was the foundational role of Guyana's diverse peoples, paying tribute to indigenous communities described as the original stewards of the land, as well as the resilience of African ancestors who endured slavery. He also acknowledged the contributions of those who came later from various parts of the world and helped to shape the nation's identity.
That the answer is also to be found in a future of shared prosperity, where no one is left behind.
Focusing on the significance of Arrival Day, the president drew attention to the post-emancipation period when indentured laborers arrived from countries such as India, China, and Portugal. He noted that May 5th also marks the 188th anniversary of the arrival of the first group of East Indian indentured immigrants to Guyana. He then paid tribute to the immigrants and their descendants, recognizing their sacrifices and the enduring impact of their traditions, cultures, religions, and labor on national development. Despite facing hardship, separation, and injustice, many chose to make Guyana their home, building families, establishing communities, and contributing across agriculture, business, and social life. Looking ahead to Guyana's Diamond Jubilee, Ali called on citizens to work together to build a society where every child has the opportunity to succeed and where national development includes everyone. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay with us, there is more news ahead.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover solution that not only lights up your world, but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
GECOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by June 30, 2026 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Persons eligible for registration must visit the GECOM registration office responsible for their area of residence to apply. Persons who are already registered could apply for a name change if they have changed their names since they were registered, apply for corrections if there is incorrect information on their national ID cards. Persons who are desirous of conducting any of the above transactions must provide the relevant supporting documents. Persons who are already registered must collect their new ID cards if they have not yet done so. This registration exercise will end on May 29, 2026. You need to apply for a transfer if you now live at a different address than the one you were registered at. For more information, contact the GECOM on 225-02779 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
This Mother's Day, say I love you in a way she'll never forget. Celebrate your mother, grandmother, wife, aunt, or that special woman in your life with a beautiful personalized Mother's Day greeting on HGP TV. Send us 2 photos of mom and a heartfelt message of up to 80 words. Our team will professionally create a short tribute video in-house to be aired on television and across social media on Mother's Day. Let her smile. Let her feel appreciated. Let the world know how special she is. Only $2,000. Book your Mother's Day greeting today. WhatsApp or call now 657-1706 or 687-0575. HGP TV Mother's Day greetings, because moms deserve more.
You're watching the HGP Nightly News, a developing story. Almost 2 years after U.S. sanctions were imposed on businessman and now opposition leader Azruddin Mohammed and his father, police have moved to seize several of their personal firearms, sparking sharp accusations of political victimization. Police ranks descended on the Houston residence of opposition leader Azruddin Mohammed early Tuesday morning, where 5 personal firearms belonging to him and his father Nazar Mohammed were seized. The move has triggered a strong response from the opposition leader, who is now questioning the legality and motive behind the action, warning that the seizure has left his family exposed and vulnerable.
I'm scared for my life because every day I have these special branch officers following me around every single day. I am. This was my last straw of hope.
Mohammed has also accused the police of acting on political directives, describing the operation as vindictive. He contends that the very firearms now being seized were, at one time, used to provide protection for senior functionaries within the governing People's Progressive Party civic administration.
Irfan was that man was so scared, right?
I had my own security at my residence protecting his wife, the First Lady of this country.
This latest development follows an earlier move by authorities in April of 2025, when the security service license for the Mohammed's enterprise was suspended. At that time, approximately 70 firearms were seized. The suspension then was outlined in a letter dated March 6, 2025, from Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken, who cited breaches under the Private Security Service Act. Mohammed maintains that he is being targeted because of his outspoken stance on national issues, arguing that his criticism of the government has made him a political target.
And I will keep on fighting and representing the people of this country. That is the problem, because I'm out there every day highlighting the downfalls, highlighting the corruption, exposing how they're treating our indigenous people, all the hospitals, in this country. Just this morning, staff from Bath Regional Hospital messaged me and told me the washrooms are not working. They complain and nothing is being done about it.
Back in June of 2024, the United States Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control sanctioned Azruddin Mohammed, his father Nazar Mohammed, and Permanent Secretary May Thomas. The sanctions cited alleged involvement in tax evasion, corruption, and gold smuggling. Police have not yet issued a detailed public statement on Tuesday's seizure. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Despite being one of the world's fastest growing economies, a true independent nation can only be called independent if it is economically and socially free. These were the staunch remarks coming from political scientist Dr. David Hines. Antonio Day reports.
In an exclusive interview with Nightly News, Dr. David Hines discussed a significant paradox facing Guyana. Despite being one of the fastest growing economies globally, the country is still struggling with reducing poverty. His analysis highlights a crucial unfinished chapter in Guyana's journey since gaining independence 60 years ago. Dr. Hines emphasized that despite rapid economic growth fueled by the oil and gas and construction industries, it has not resulted in widespread poverty alleviation.
Here today, we have the big dilemma of being one of the fastest growing economies in the world, but one of the highest poverty rates. So that's a big unfinished business of independence.
Broadstreet Charlestown was used as an example of true poverty, where families live in dilapidated houses, drink from oil bottles, and are surrounded by sewage and garbage. Regarding solutions, Dr. Hines advocates for structured and predictable cash transfers as a means of reducing poverty. However, he stressed that these grants must be part of a long-term legal framework to establish a basic income for all citizens rather than just short-term fixes.
We introduced it with the expressed intention of tackling poverty. So we were talking about cash transfers that are legal, that are predictable, and that are going to lead to what we call a basic income.
As a post-plantation society, recently gaining independence, Guyana cannot replicate the development models of older industrialized nations, Dr. Hines rationalized.
So you can look at Europe, you can look at the United States and say, I'm copying their model. They are not a post-plantation society that only got independent 60 years ago.
He urged the People's Progressive Party Civic to adopt governance and social policies that balance global economic principles with local realities.
My advice to the government is that govern at the formal level, but you also have to govern at the intellectual level. That is understanding the nature of your society, and the medicine that you prescribe has to be particular.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The Ministry of Public Works says recent damage to newly constructed sidewalks and drainage covers along Aubrey Barker Road and Diamond Back Road is not the result of faulty engineering or substandard materials, but rather improper use by motorists. However, a former public works minister in the coalition government says something is amiss, and the ministry's explanation is not adding up. Marvin Cato reports.
Former minister in the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, Annette Ferguson, in an exclusive interview with Nightly News, said when eating a good pudding, the proof is in the pudding. She says something is not right with the newly constructed sidewalks and the drainage covers along the $6 billion Aubrey Barker Road and Diamond Back Road, which were damaged.
It has to be, I think I would agree with them. Whatever damage would have caused from quality of work done.
The former government minister said as these works were progressing, technical personnel should have conducted checks and balances to ensure quality assurance. And the Aubrey Barker Road in particular, which was commissioned on April 20th and already experiencing structural damage, tells a troubling story.
So say that if damage is being caused by heavy-duty machinery, I don't buy into that.
A statement issued by the Ministry of Public Works said following technical investigations, the infrastructure was built to standard and designed specifically for pedestrian use and light residential traffic. According to the ministry, the walkways function as reinforced drain covers capable of supporting pedestrians, cars, and SUVs accessing private properties as well as short-term parking for light vehicles. However, officials have identified a growing trend of misuse, particularly including heavy-duty trucks, industrial vehicles, and machinery exceeding the intended load capacity. These structures are not designed to serve as heavy-duty haulage roads or industrial parking lots, the ministry stated, noting that excessive weight has led to cracking and, in some cases, complete structural failure. The damage, the ministry warned, creates safety risks and can lead to unnecessary public expenditure on repairs. It also disrupts communities, often resulting in road closures or restricted access during rehabilitation works. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Does your mom have a hidden talent or a...
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. Antonio Day tells us now that Limel Thomas, former Tushao of Camarang and president of the Amerindian People's Association, has publicly refuted claims leveled against him by the Ministry of Health, suggesting that the APA is deliberately delaying the construction of the specialty hospital in Camarang Region 7.
Former Tushao of Camarang and president of the Amerindian People's Association, known as APA, Limel Thomas, has clarified a public misunderstanding about a specialty hospital that was earmarked for Camarang Village in Region 7. Thomas on Monday told Nightly News that the APA never participated in the affairs of the village council or influenced community development projects. Such matters, he reminded, are exclusively within the purview of the village council and the wider community, free from any form of coercion or intimidation. He sought to clear the air as a member of the community.
And so in April 2023, at the emergency meeting, we approved 10 acres out of the 15 acres. The reason being why it was reduced, because we had wanted clarity on the legal side of things.
Thomas noted it was agreed to grant permission for construction on the lease agreement, specifically a 50-year lease as governed by sections 34, 46, and 47 of the Amerindian Act of 2006. He noted that this legal framework ensures that while the hospital can be built and allowed to operate, the land itself is not relinquished from community ownership. Thomas stated that the APA, as a non-governmental organization, advocated for the rights of Guyanese indigenous peoples and insists that the government uphold self-determination and the right to free, prior, and informed consent, known as FPIC.
The APA wasn't consulted, but APA might have heard about it, but there was no formal consultation or, talking with them.
The former Camarang Tushao praised the government's healthcare policies, but emphasized the need for better planning to ensure the specialty hospital serves Upper Mazaruni and all of Ghana even-handedly.
We are in a rich oil and gas period where we are called the fastest growing economy in the world. I believe we can get a hospital funded by our own taxpayers' dollars because we really need it. The land earmarked for that is still standing right there.
The Camarang Water Village Council, in a written response shared with Nightly News, stated, and I quote, we support improved healthcare access and endorse the hospital project in 2023, approving 10 acres for its construction to counter claims by the Ministry of Health. The Council is yet to receive acknowledgement or follow up on this submission, and no work has begun at the site, the statement highlighted. Continuing, the allocation of land was made in good faith, reflecting our commitment to advancing essential services for our people. The Council remains open and willing to engage constructively with the relevant authorities to move this project forward. The statement added, and I quote, "The Council also wishes to emphasize that decisions within the village are made through established governance systems, grounded in consultation and collective agreement. Any suggestion that the Council or community was influenced to act against its interests does not accurately reflect these processes." Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Guyana, up your cash. Over 100 winners. More than $2.5 million in cash and prizes up for grabs. Win cash every week. Plus a chance to up your cash to $500,000. And that's not all. Win back your grocery bill up to $20,000 cash every week. Just grab any Buster Turbo Energy Drink, Fruitopia, Oasis flavored water, Fruita, or Viva Sparkling flavored water. Look for the code starting with BB, then visit at Buster Guyana on Facebook or Instagram for details. Up your cash today.
This Mother's Day, say I love you in a way she'll never forget. Celebrate your mother, grandmother, wife, aunt, or that special woman in your life with a beautiful personalized Mother's Day greeting on HGP TV. Send us 2 photos of mom and a heartfelt message of up to 80 words. Our team will professionally create a short tribute video in-house to be aired on television and across social media on Mother's Day. Let her smile. Let her feel appreciated. Let the world know how special she is. Only $2,000. Book your Mother's Day greeting today. WhatsApp or call now 657-1706 or 687-0575. HGP TV Mother's Day greetings, because moms deserve more.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio De and happy Arrival Day. Here's what you need to know as we turn attention to news in Jamaica. 5 women who were arrested and charged 9 years ago in connection with a multi-million-dollar fraud, which the authorities said was uncovered at the Tax Administration Jamaica, known as TAJ, were exonerated on Monday, ending a case plagued by nearly 3 dozen adjournments and an abandoned trial. Dermot Shakespeare, Kelly Ann Wright, Shereen Leslie, Shanna Cade, Simmons Johnson, and Sharika Stewart, cashiers arrested in 2017, were acquitted when a judge dismissed their case due to lack of prosecution. They were considering a lawsuit against the state for breach of constitutional rights, including the right to a timely trial. Althea Freeman, attorney for Wright, stated the dismissal was the best outcome, emphasizing the need for balanced justice. Attorneys from the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency, known as MOCA, were prosecuting the case on a fiat from the Director of Public Prosecutions. Court records show they were not present in court on Monday, and as a result, attorneys for the 5 women asked the presiding judge to dismiss the charges for want of prosecution, citing a 9-year delay in the case. A court clerk instead requested another adjournment. The judge denied the clerk's request, citing the women's 9-year wait and the unpreparedness of prosecuting attorneys. 5 individuals arrested in January 2017 during a MOCA raid at Taj Crossroads were charged with multiple crimes after a fraudulent scheme was uncovered. Case management led to over a dozen adjournments before the trial was set for September 24, 2019. Still with news in the region. Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis told supporters on Monday night that while the Free National Movement, known as FNM, is a party without a plan or steady leadership, the Progressive Liberal Party, known as PLP, is ready to deliver and stand on its record in office. The Prime Minister called the FNM a scrap gang that is not serious or ready to lead the country. Quoting, "We have the best plans for the country. a track record of delivery and the leadership and team to deliver, Davis said to the crowd of PLPs who gathered for a rally at Gladstone Road Farmers Market. He said, "And what are the F&M's plans?" Questioning. They keep saying that they have a plan for this and a plan for that, but they never said exactly what the plan is. Only 2 plans we have heard about. They want to give single mothers $200 a month just to say that they are doing something. Davis said when voters show up at the polls next Tuesday, they need to only ask themselves which party has the credibility to deliver on its plans. He told supporters that these are serious times and serious leaders are needed. We need leaders who can tackle challenges and engage in tough conversations, he said. The F&M has serious anger management issues, from brawls into the House to lawsuits among members. They're not fit for politics and cannot govern effectively. The election is set for May 12. And finally, with the international news. The United Arab Emirates said it was under attack from Iranian missiles and drones on Tuesday, even as Washington said a shaky ceasefire was intact despite an exchange of fire the previous day as U.S. forces attempted to force open the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. military said it had destroyed 6 Iranian small boats as well as cruise missiles and drones after President Donald Trump sent the Navy to escort stranded tankers through the strait in a campaign he called quote-unquote Project Freedom. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth stated that the operation to protect commercial ships is temporary and the truce remains in effect. He emphasized, and I quote, "We are not looking for a fight," while noting the ceasefire holds, but will be closely monitored. Following missile strikes from Iran on U.S. ships and attacks on the United Arab Emirates, the UAE's defense ministry reported ongoing assaults from Iran and deemed them a serious escalation, asserting its right to respond. That has brought us to the end of Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Day. Thank you for watching, and do have a great rest of your evening. Goodbye for now.
Let's join Delvin Neblett now for HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delwyn Neblett with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Tuesday, May 5th, 2026. We begin tonight with athletics. Action took place in the University of Guyana's 2026 Interfaculty Track and Field Super Champs at the Police Sports Club ground Ivleri on Monday. After an exciting day of competition, the Faculty of Health Sciences emerged as overall champions, ahead of the Faculty of Education and Humanities in second and the Faculty of Natural Sciences in third. Earlier in the day, the Faculty of Engineering and Technology secured the coveted March Pass title. Into cycling, the Carlton Wheelers Cycling Club hosted their 2026 Jude Bentley Memorial Race at the National Park in Georgetown on Sunday. Brighton John emerged as Open champion while Jamar Samuels, Shemaiah Johnson, Prince Johnson, Delia Luke, Kadeem Bascom and Jamelia Samuel secured BMX titles. Talim Shaw and Robin Prasad secured veteran titles while Collis Williams secured the Category 4 title. The junior title was claimed by Alex Newton while Shern Alder secured victory in the ladies category. Into horse racing, action took place in the 2026 Labour and Arrival Days horse race meet at the Canards Memorial Turf Club in Berbice on Sunday. The event featured 10 exciting races, including the $1.2 million Arrival Day Sprint and the feature $4 million Labor Day Cup. In a thrilling conclusion, United States-based horse Stat, with Colin Ross on board, emerged as the Labor Day Cup champion, ahead of Mapadou Brazil in second and Retornia Vince Story in third. Into cricket, Guyanese cricketer Jonte Thomas has delivered yet another outstanding performance in the Barbados Cricket Association's 2026 Intermediate 3-Day Tournament. Representing the St. Joseph's Cultural Cricket Club while competing against BNECL over the weekend, Thomas was brilliant all around, taking 7 for 54 with the ball and adding a stroke-filled 75 from 48 in his final appearance of the season. Finally, in cricket, action took place in the Georgetown Cricket Association's 2026 Sherwin-Williams Second Division T20 tournament with multiple fixtures over the weekend. Victories came in favor of Ace Warriors, the Georgetown Cricket Club, the Transport Sports Club, the Everest Cricket Club, and the Guyana Defence Force. GCC's Joshua Wade, GDS Rashad Ghafoor, along with Transport's Jeremiah Owen Kirk and Shamar Apple delivered outstanding batting performances, each scoring majestic centuries, as veteran seamer Sean Messiah picked up the only 5-wicket haul in the latest round of play. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I am Delwyn Neblett, reminding you to stay in the game.
GDF rank shot in border attack. Patrol comes under fire again along the CUYUNI River corridor. Investors are rushing in, but corruption watchdogs warn that Guyana must stay clean. Personal firearms of MOHAMEDS seized. Police cite OFAC sanctions. And President Ali calls for unity and shared prosperity in a Rival Day message to the nation. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.